I will try my best not to cry, to just be as clear as possible and not make this video too long. I simply wanted to make this video because I know that this happens a lot, and it's just, there's a stigma. People don't want to talk about it. The society that we live in doesn't know how to deal with people around them who had experienced a miscarriage. And I say people because I know it only happens to women, but we have to consider our partners, and they also lost a baby. And our society just doesn't know how to deal with it. I didn't before this happened to me. I just didn't know. So I had what is called a missed miscarriage, and it happened very recently, less than a month ago. I decided to make this video now that it's fresh, now that I can talk about it with all my emotions, because I hope that as time progresses that obviously I won't forget, but I'm going to learn how to deal with the pain, and it's not going to be as painful to talk about it now as it is now. On November 30th of 2021, I found out that I was pregnant with my first baby ever. I've never been pregnant before, never had dealt with a pregnancy before. It was my first pregnancy, period. Obviously we were excited, we felt blessed, we wanted this baby, we loved this baby very, very much. Everyone around us who we decided to tell supported us, and we appreciate that. And that's another thing too that I want to address in this video, which is the rule of thumb that you don't tell people about your pregnancy during the first trimester. Honestly, after I experienced this, I don't think that that's really something that you should go with. You do whatever you want. I am so thankful that I decided to share this with the people that I did during my first trimester, because I found out that I lost my baby when I was 12 weeks, and I honestly had so much support, and I appreciate every person who was there, and it's still there right now, supporting me and just being there, because honestly there's only so much that they can do. So tell whoever you want, honestly, from the day that you find out. That's not going to change anything. It's only going to help you whether you continue with your pregnancy or not. It's just going to give you a group of people that are going to be there with you. So do whatever makes you happy, seriously. So we found out that I was pregnant, and the following day I called the OBGYN. I made an appointment, and they said, we can see you when you are 8 weeks. That's typically when they want to schedule your first prenatal visit. I guess the lady over the phone didn't understand what I said. I told her that the first day of my last period was October 28th, and I think she heard October 20th. I mean, this lady is literally always in a bad mood, so maybe she just said whatever, like, I'll just put you down for whenever. And they scheduled me for when I was 7 weeks and 5 days. So I went and I met my midwife. We went, my fiance and I met my midwife, and she was amazing. We loved her. We saw the baby. He was really tiny, like a gummy bear, and his little hands were moving and his feet were moving, and the heart was flickering super fast. And we even took a video because they didn't take an ultrasound. She used a pocket-sized scanner. It's not a Doppler, it's like a small scanner, and she was able to show her the baby. Which brings the second point that I want to bring in this video, which is insurance companies. I can't understand why, if a pregnancy is 41 weeks, which is the whole period, right? Why they only covered 2 ultrasounds. I can't wrap my head around it. It just makes no sense whatsoever. So we didn't have an ultrasound, we just had that. But we still saw the flickering heart, and we didn't hear the heartbeat. It was too early. Even she said, you guys are too early here, but we'll try. And we're like, yeah, let's just try. That's what we're here. We want to see what's in there, right? From that moment, oh my god, I fell in love with this baby so much. Like, looking at that tiny gummy bear, it was a product of love. 50% my fiance, 50% me. I couldn't believe we created that. It was a product of love, you know, and I fell in love. I can't even explain. I've never seen this person, and I just loved my baby so much. So we decided to tell our families on Christmas, and we did. We told everyone who we wanted to share that news, so intermediate family, on Christmas Day, and they were so happy, so excited, very supportive, and you know, everyone just started loving this baby from the moment that they found out. I had full-blown pregnancy symptoms, like literally. That was one of the reasons why I took a pregnancy test, because I felt sick and I missed my period. And then when I found out that I was pregnant, I'm like, okay, this is why. And then the symptoms continue. You know, sore and tender breast. I was nauseous 24/7. Every single day, the entire day, I was nauseous. Like morning sickness on steroids. Tired. I was literally so exhausted all the time. My boobs were like growing. I had full-blown pregnancy symptoms. My placenta was developed. Everything was fine. I felt pregnant, you know. So finally, my second prenatal visit comes, which is the checkup at 12 weeks, and at this point, COVID cases were literally rising again. We had a new variant, Omicron. They implemented the mandate again that you are not allowed to bring someone to be with you, not even for ultrasound. So we live in Massachusetts, and it was in January, so literally freezing cold out there. And my OBGYN is 40 minutes away from where we live. So you know where I'm going with this. I had to go by myself. It just made no sense. I had a 2 hours appointment, 1 hour for the ultrasound and follow-up. And regardless, we were going to FaceTime because he couldn't be in the office. So we just decided that I was gonna go by myself. So I went, and the lady who, I'm just gonna say she was an ultrasound technician, I guess, right? From the moment that she welcomed me, she was very neutral. Very neutral. I couldn't really read her, plus she was wearing a mask. We all have to wear masks. And, you know, we went to the room, and the first thing she said, the monitor in her room was not working. I'm like, okay, I'm FaceTiming with my fiance, and she just asked me a couple of questions like, oh, this is baby number, and I said number 1, and she said, okay, how far are you? And I said, 12 weeks. And then I just lied there, and she started doing her thing, didn't talk to me at all. She was just taking a bunch of measurements. I couldn't even see what she was doing because the screen was facing her, and I had the phone facing the screen, so my fiance can at least see what she was doing. And then at some point when she wanted to share, I received nothing. She was just taking a bunch of measurements, didn't tell me anything, like nothing. It was quiet in that room, so quiet, because she made me put him on mute as well, or ask him to mute himself. And then at some point she was just like, when was your first ultrasound? I said, well, I haven't had one yet, technically. This is the first one. And she said, did you get any blood work done? I said, yes. At this point, I started to feel a little bit worried because I'm confused. You know, she's able to measure how far I am. Why is she asking me if I, like, I don't know, like, I just felt she should be able to get some information. I don't know how to explain this, but like, I just felt that something was wrong. And she said, the measurements don't make sense. And I said, what does that mean? And she goes, oh, I just have to talk to Julia. Julia was the nurse that was gonna see me, because what are the odds? My midwife couldn't make it that day, so I was going to be seen by a nurse who I had seen before, so that was fine. But it was not my midwife. And I said, okay. I knew that they're not allowed to say anything else, but at the same time, I just felt that she wasn't compassionate. She didn't make me feel comfortable. And I feel like that's the third point that I want to bring. During COVID, us, women going through a pregnancy journey, we needed to have someone there with us, and that was taken away. And now nurses, ultrasound technicians, medical assistants, the whole medical team, they're supposed to make you feel comfortable because you have nobody there. And she never did. And I started to worry. And she left. She said, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go talk to Julia and she can explain what's going on. I literally told Teddy right away, I'm worried. I'm worried, I'm nervous. I just want to know what's going on. I just felt something. But at the same time, I felt that there was something wrong, but I never in my life imagined my baby was dead inside of me. I just thought, she measured the neck and maybe my baby's coming with Down syndrome or whatever other syndrome is out there, or the lady over the phone who was upset and always is upset, maybe she got the dates literally so wrong that I'm like 10 weeks instead of 12, those are the two scenarios that I was playing in my head, because I didn't even know what a missed miscarriage was and never had heard about it. I just don't even understand how a baby can die inside of you and you continue having pregnancy symptoms. You literally continue to build a placenta and your body just doesn't recognize that the baby is dead. That to me, it was like, whoa, like, why are people talking about this? Because I had no idea. Like, I never imagined that could have happened. A medical assistant comes into the room and says, hey, you can come with me for the rest of the appointment. And I'm still confused, and I said no. She just told me, the ultrasound lady, to wait for her. She said, yeah, you all say you can come with me. And I said no. I'm confused. What is going on? Nobody's telling me anything. I believed that an ultrasound appointment is where you see your baby and where you hear the heartbeat. Nobody has shown me anything. No, I'm not. What's going on? So she calls the ultrasound lady and says, hey, can you tell her she's all set? She doesn't want to come with me. And I said, I believe you. It's not that I don't want to go with you. It's just that I'm confused. Like, what's going on? So the ultrasound lady comes and she's like, oh yeah, you're all set. I was just like, what do you mean? I haven't even seen the baby. I'm not seeing the baby. She goes, no, I'm sorry. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. At this point, I'm pissed off because I'm just thinking, this whole team sucks and I'm by myself. I didn't even get to see my baby. I'm a first mom. I don't even know what to expect. I'm so confused, but since I know Julia, I've seen her before, I'm gonna go talk to her, see what she needs to explain to me, and I'm also going to ask to be brought back to the room and listen to my baby's heartbeat and see my baby and get the pictures, because what's going on? So I went in the room and I remember vividly everything. Like I'm right now, and I started just thinking about it, and my soul just got transferred to that room right now. I sat on the chair and she walks in, and okay, I think it was the Holy Spirit, God, who I don't know, killed my battery or something, because I needed that little break. So yeah, my battery died. As I was saying, I remember being in that room. I sat, she walks in and she pushes the scale against the wall, because it was a little further away. And she sat and she folded a piece of paper. And she came closer to me and said that they couldn't find the heartbeat. And I'm still like, okay. I was just confused. Like, what does that mean, And then I took like 5 seconds to look around and just like, what does that mean? And I was just not in shock. I was confused. I don't know what's going on. And I said, so there's no baby? And she goes, no, I'm sorry. And again, I'm in shock. But I saw the baby when I was 7 weeks. I feel pregnant. The lady said the measurements don't make sense. I didn't bleed. I didn't feel any cramps. My baby's inside of me. I'm gaining weight. I was so in shock, like confused. So many feelings, emotions. Just, it was weird. I can't even explain what was going on at that moment. I just didn't understand what was happening. And then she started saying, when was the last time that you saw Gwen, which is my midwife? And I told her when, and she goes, the baby's measuring this about the same. And I said, the baby is inside of me. Okay, I know that. So then I was just like, okay. Then she said, I can give you a hug. And I was like, yeah, okay. I'm not a hugger, but I'm like, yeah, sure. When she gave me a hug, that's when I realized that my baby died inside of me. And I felt so lonely because I didn't have my partner with me. My fiance was not there. I didn't know what to do. I said, okay, I have to continue with my life, right? I'm not pregnant. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I don't know. I just lost my. And then I was just processing everything, and she said, we have to talk about options. I said, what? That's when everything made sense. My baby died inside of me, and this is crazy. This is why I'm like, why did it happen to me, right? My baby died inside of me. I'm sad, but then I have to be an adult and make a decision about how I'm going to get rid of the fetus in my uterus that died, and I have to drive home by myself. The longest 40 minutes of my life. I said no. I'm not gonna talk about this. I don't want to make any decisions. I just want to go home. It's just like, okay, just go home and call us, and we can just talk about everything and make a decision. So I came home, and it was, oh my god. We just like had a moment at home. My fiance and I, we hugged, we talked, we were so confused, and then we had to text and call people and tell them, no baby, right? And then I just said, I don't want to talk to anyone, and they understood. And no one took it personally, and that's why I'm saying that it's good that you share that you're pregnant with people, because they're gonna be there. And they understood everything. She needs time. And they texted me like, I know you don't want to talk, but I'm here. I'm praying for you, and I'm so thankful for everyone. Like, really, I am. And they understood. At first I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna feel sad that I don't want to talk to them. At that moment, you have so many emotions. You want to please everyone. You feel guilty because what did I do, right? You feel sad. It's a lot, but thankfully they were all very understanding. And then I felt so sad because, like I said, I literally wanted 4, and we were all due around the same time, and I felt jealous. I felt angry. I felt I don't know, but right now I feel better. It's been less than a month, almost a month and a couple of days, but I don't feel as angry anymore. I don't feel towards those people, right? I mean, it's hard to explain. It's not that I was angry at them. It just felt more like something was taken away from me, and I didn't deserve that. I didn't do anything. Like, I literally was taking care of myself. I'm healthy. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm very healthy. Like, I'm eating so healthy all the time. I'm working out all the time. So I'm like, that was taken away from me. And it was, my baby was coming literally at the right time, The schedule just worked. It was perfect. So I just don't know why it happened. But one thing that I love to do when something bad, negative happens in my life, I try to take positive things out of it. And one of the most incredible things that happened as a result of this is that my fiance and I got closer. Like, we connected in a way that I couldn't even imagine that could have been that was possible. Like, I just couldn't even. We are so close, and we got even closer. I can't even tell you. I never imagined that we could have gotten closer, and we have. We love each other more. I love him so much more. He was there with me, and that's something that I always think about when I start getting sad again. How close we got. So I decided to have an abortion at home. They gave me 4 options. I could wait 2 weeks to have a natural abortion, what they call, and I said no. There's no way that I'm gonna walk around for 2 weeks and have a dead baby inside of me. Like, I'm literally so devastated right now. There's no way, you know. Then she said you can have an abortion, medical abortion, which is what happens when we give you 2 pills, and then you have an abortion at home, or you can have a suction thing, which is we numb your cervix and then we suck everything out of you, or you can do a D&C, which is you go to the hospital, they put you to sleep, and then they literally scrape your uterus. I said no to those 2 surgeries, minor surgeries, because obviously they're like, oh, you're young, you're healthy, you can have kids. But I'm young and healthy now, and I was not able to have a kid. So the fact that people are gonna be messing around with my uterus, it sounds like, the concept of it scares me, because I already have a higher chance than a normal. I already have a higher chance than. I have a higher chance than a woman who hasn't had a miscarriage to have another miscarriage. I think it goes up by like 5%, but still, it's 5%. So it sounds like infertility, someone messing up with my uterus. So I said no. So I went with the pill. They give you 2 pills. The first one is only given at the doctor's office, at the clinic, and you have to take it in front of them. And then 24 hours later, you can take the other prescription, which you can pick up at your pharmacy, and you put them 2. She gave me 4. You put 2 in each cheek, and you keep them there for half an hour, and then you swallow it. It literally only takes 30 minutes to dissolve in your mouth, and then the miscarriage happens. I took the pills on a Saturday at 1 p.m. and the miscarriage and the pain started around 5. It was the most traumatizing experience I've ever had in my life, physically and emotionally. I literally had contractions at home, and the nurse told me that I was gonna have severe period cramps, and let me tell you that she lied to me. She didn't prescribe any pain medicine, and that was not period cramps, because my period cramps are literally on both sides, my ovaries, not in my uterus. I felt that something was pulling my uterus every 3 minutes, and they lasted for 30 to 45 seconds, and I was in so much pain, emotionally and physically, and at the end of the day, I didn't have a baby. I was so confused at why that happened to me. Why did I have to go through all of that, right? Because, okay, a pregnant woman is having contractions, but at the end of the day, they're gonna have their bundle of joy. I had nothing. I literally had to drop my baby in the toilet. And I say this because I want you to make the best decision for you. Do I regret taking the pills? I don't know. I just had to make a decision, and I was put in a very tough spot. With a DNC, you just don't even know. You don't even have to go through that. Like, they take it out, you wake up, it's done. I was passing a lot of tissue on Saturday, and I passed a big mass on Saturday of the size of a pear, and then I passed another one again Saturday night of the size of a pear. Around 11 was the last one, and around 11, that's when everything started to, like, you know, stop, because I was bleeding from the moment that I took the four pills on Saturday. I started bleeding very heavy. I had to wear 2 maxi pads. But and then I like I said, I was passing tissue, and then I passed 2 big masses throughout the day. Then Sunday comes, and I feel fine. No cramps. I'm still bleeding heavy, but I have no cramps whatsoever, or no contractions, because I didn't have any cramps. Monday comes, and I start having contractions again. Like, again, they were not as painful as they were on Saturday, but they were contractions, and they were strong enough to stop me from what I was doing. I can breathe in. Breathing helps you, because you do forget to breathe when you are going through it. And they lasted from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesday comes, and I'm like, okay, now I have to go back to work because I'm starting to feel good. I wake up in the morning, I go to the bathroom, and the biggest mass comes out. It was the size, I don't know, something bigger than a pear. Just picture something big. And oh my god, it was, I don't like blood. Like, it doesn't make me faint, it just grosses me out. Like, I just feel disgusted by blood. So I didn't grab my baby from the toilet. I know some women have done it and just cremate the baby or have a little like moment with them and then say goodbye. I just flushed my baby down the toilet, and the placenta as well, because I passed a lot of tissue big enough to be the placenta, because I was 7 weeks when I lost the baby. If the baby was measuring about the same, it means that the baby died literally the next day, a day after my first prenatal visit. For some fucked up reason, it happened. I really hope this video helps other women who are going through this to know that they're not alone. It has helped me a lot to watch other videos, so I also want to help other women doing the same thing. And I thank you. I thank all those women who were brave enough, right, to talk about it and post their experience online. Thank you, because it has helped me a lot. I noticed that talking about this topic is what helps me. It helps me a lot to talk to other women virtually, because I don't talk to anyone around me, because thankfully they have experiences, but there are a lot of community chats, like apps and whatnot, that you can just type your experience and read other experiences as well, and that brings me comfort that I'm not alone, that someone else also went through the exact same thing as me. And one advice that I have for those who are around women who had a miscarriage is, there's an elephant in the room. Address it, okay? Yes, ask us how we're feeling. It's okay. We are sad regardless, whether we talk about it or not. We are sad, but we're not going to be telling you or so. We're like, hey, let me tell you this. Let me tell you how I feel. No, we're not doing that. We're not going to do that. But we are sad. Literally everything. We're reminds us of our angel. So address it. Just ask us how we're doing. Not because you feel pity, but because you're really concerned and really care about our feelings. If you do, ask how they're feeling. It's okay. Seriously. Like, there's such a stigma about a miscarriage, and it's something that happens to a lot of us. And we want to talk about our feelings. We want to share what's going on, because the more we talk about it, the better we feel. So that's what I have for those who don't know how to deal with people around them who had a miscarriage. And I just want to say, if you made it this far, thank you for watching.